We have a new car, which means new accessories. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back to the channel. Dan here from Northern Tesla. So yeah, I have a brand new Tesla Model Y Juniper, which of course means new accessories, which is almost one of the best parts about owning a new Tesla. So I guess it's time for what they say is an accessory haul. So I'm very excited to try out this accessory haul from Jowua. It is one of my favorite companies. They design and produce all of their own products, and I've never really had a Jowua product that I didn't like. They're all really well made and really focused on the Tesla owner in mind. So today we are going to install and review all of their center console products. And let me tell you, I love the minimalistic design of a Tesla. However, in this Model Y Juniper, they really went minimalistic in the center console, specifically inside the center console. There is nothing there. I just realized that there is a cigarette lighter adapter, which will be handy in a second. I'll explain why, but there's no USB ports. It's basically one empty shell that's in the front, and then in the armrest, again, one empty shell. So if you want to have any sort of organization, you will need an organization tray, and thankfully, Jowua has the perfect solution for you. All right, so let's check out the center console sets. We'll unbox them, see what they're like. Like I said, I've had the center console sets for all my other cars, and I'm excited to see what they look like with this refreshed model. So let's get right into it. Before I do though, please take a second and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. You get better content, better accessory reviews. You get tons more accessory reviews. So if you like that sort of stuff, be sure to subscribe. All right, so first up is the armrest storage organizer. So this is going to be in two pieces. So you have a mat that goes on the bottom. This is the regular kind of like Jowua, kind of like TPU kind of rubber mat. I like, it's actually feels a lot different than their previous versions. It feels a little more like sleek, and it feels nicer to the touch. So this is going to go on the bottom. You have a little lip here to be able to grab it. And then this is just kind of like a tray. Is there a liner? Yes. So there's a liner. You can see here, so there's a liner over here. So you can remove that for cleaning and whatnot. All right, so you have a little cutout here. I don't know what that's for. I'll have to look into it, but there's a little maybe for wires. I don't know. We'll have to check that out. What is that for? Okay, so I just realized, so there is a USB port in your armrest. I didn't see it there, but there is one single USB port. So I'm assuming you can run a wire, and these wire holders are for right here. So just bring it through the side, and then you can charge something in this little pocket here, or a little box here, or tray. Yes, a tray. So install is a breeze. All you have to do is pop it down, and you're done. And I like the gray really matches the color of the center console here. So I love this. All right, so up next we have the Jowua center console organizer and coaster set. So obviously this is for your front kind of area of the center console, as well as your cup holders. All right, so again, we have another tray that goes on the bottom. And I have to say, the new rubber, it just feels a lot smoother and softer. It's really nice. And the color is a little different. So they've definitely changed the material for this. I do enjoy it. So then you have the two, this will go in your, there's two of them. Why do I have two of them? I guess the back. So I think this, so you have C1s with L and H, high and low. So I think this is for the back, for your back seats, and this is for your front. So again, that kind of TPU material, kind of rubber, it's really well made. They definitely improved the quality of these. There's an installation guide, in case you don't know how to put something down. So this is the tray that it's going to slide. So I like this because you got some rails here, so it slides in and out. So you can have access to the bottom, and then you can also just put this and you can either hide the bottom or push it in and you have access to the bottom. So it's great. Again, you have the silicone liner, kind of pops out like that. You can take it out. So if you need to wash it and clean it out, it's really easy. So yeah, definitely. And the material is really hard plastic. So Good product. It's definitely an upgrade over the other ones. I've noticed they just use different materials, and it's definitely an upgrade. So we're just going to install that really easy. All right, so next up is the Jowua Portable LED Light. Now, I've had many of these. It's a LED light bar, and all you have to do is touch the bottom. It's not charged, but if it was charged, all you have to do is touch this, and it goes on. And then you have MagSafe on the back. So this is useful for many situations. If you need some extra light somewhere, I'm going to show you guys later. There's some hooks that can go on the back of your seats that has MagSafe, so you can pop them in there. Basically, anywhere you need some extra light, this is really handy to have. This little cutout here, I believe, no. Just ignore everything that I just said, okay? It's for the armrest one. Yeah. So this one here, it goes in here. There you go. And then if you need any extra light in the armrest area, you just tap that button and you get some light. Because I guess, yeah, there is no light. The light is all the way at the bottom. So if you want something to illuminate your tray, you won't have it. So that's that. All right, next up is the Jowua 1300, no, that's a lot, 130 watt LED hub. So this thing is going to be really convenient because, like I said, there are no USB hubs in the actual center console, the front one anyways. So this is going to give you access to a lot more USBs. Thankfully, there is a cigarette lighter adapter in the front. Therefore, it's going to give you a lot more power. So I think they moved the cigarette lighter adapter from the armrest down to the front, which I don't know why, but that's what they did. So let's go ahead and open this up. So here it is. It looks really nice. So you got that. So you got a little kind of thing that, oh, look at that. So it kind of retracts. This is cool. So I like that. Then you have two USB-Cs, a USB-A, because there's still some of those around, and then a power button, which I believe is for a little light. There's a little LED strip over here. This USB-A has 18 watt max, and then the two USB-C. So the USB-C 1, which is the one closest to the USB-A, is 100 watt max. So if you're charging a laptop, that's the one you want to put it in. And then the other one is 20 watt max. No, sorry. This one is 30 watt, and then this one that kind of retracts is 20 watts. And then there's also a breakdown on the card here of if you have multiple things plugged in. So like I said, if you want the full 100 watts out of the USB-C, you can't have anything else plugged in. Now, if you have all things plugged in, the max is 65 watt on that first USB-C, and then 30, 20, and 18. So basically, you're only limiting that first USB-C depending on what else you have plugged in. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and install this. So for the install of the hub, you just have to plug in the cigarette lighter adapter. Now it's really short, which means it's not going to stick out a lot. So you just have to put it at an angle in the grooves, like so, and then push it in. And then we're going to plug it in. And the other reason you're going to want the USB hub is if you have a requirement for a USB-A, because the only USB-A in the car is in the glove box, and that glove box is like that big. I have small hands. I don't have these big, massive mitts. I can barely get my hand in there to take out the USB. So if you have any requirements for a USB-A, you need to get this hub because you are not getting your hand in the glove box. Now, I'm not too sure why Tesla made the glove box so ridiculously small and thin. Maybe they looked at the numbers of how many times people open their glove box and realized it wasn't that low. So like, we don't need a glove box. If you've had the Jowua center console trays before, let me tell you, it's definitely an upgrade. They've definitely improved not only the quality, but the look of them as well. The silicone is just much softer and looks nicer and feels nicer, as well as the looks. Nailed it. They changed the color so it matches more of the actual color of the center console, like the little sliding tray or the sliding door, as well as the USB hub is, I didn't think I was going to like it because it kind of stands out, but the color and the silver trim matches perfectly. So definitely a fan of that, as well as the armrest. Just makes it a little more convenient because the USB is, buried down there and it's hard to find. So, if you run a wire up to the little wire holder, it's great, just more convenient. And like I said, the center console in a Tesla is a deep pit of despair. If you don't have an organizer or a tray, it's just going to be an empty pit of stuff. So you're probably going to want something to organize it, and these are great options. So all the stuff I mentioned is available in the Jowua Essential Set. You get all this stuff as well as the floor mats, which is about $460 US. However, if you want to get just the center console products, they do have a bundle for that available, which is $105 US. However, that one does not include that bundle does not include the USB hub, which is available separately for $70 US. So you can pick and choose of what you want. Like I said, the Premium Essential Set is missing a couple key items. So, work out with your budget, see what you want. But if you are going to get the bundle, I do recommend the all-in-one Essential bundle because you get so much more and more things that you actually need, like the trunk mats as well as the screen protector. So like I said, head over to jowua-life.com and use promo code NortonTesla for 5% off. I will have the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss videos, which I release about every week or so. With this new Model Y Juniper, obviously tons more content coming for that. I do apologize, it's going to be a lot of accessory reviews, but when you get a new car, you have to kit it out with all the awesome accessories. I will also have some new FSD videos. My old car was AI3 with a Model 3, so this is definitely an upgrade to AI4 and all of its new capabilities. I'm definitely loving the beta or the auto shift beta program, so that's awesome. So I'll have videos for that. Anyways, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Anyways, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, drive safe and drive electric. I will have the link in the descriptions in the link to keep so you're probably gonna want something to organize it, and these are great options.